Hey Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on CapnclydesMTG. Today we've got news kind of related to Kaladesh, as the sudden Kaladesh spike is A, possibly affecting other format sets, B, affecting sets in general, C, had no effect and these sets are slowly being gobbled up by someone with nefarious purposes or a group of people, or F or G or wherever the hell we're at, the market price repricing scenario is happening in the bull market. So before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below will feed that YouTube algorithm. It's hungry. Feed it. Links in the description. TCG eBay store. All the card opening series stuff will be down there. Don't forget, there's links to the Christmas giveaway. Become a member on YouTube, sports channel, little as $1. A dollar make you holler. Anyway, there's other stuff too. The Twitch channel links down there if you want to see a little PoE action. Still doing getting back to live streaming Arena for a short bit in case you ever want to just talk and hang out about Magic during that time on Sundays. Lots of fun stuff going on. So anyway, let's talk about this. So we've already had the rant about Kaladesh being banned, basically, and the ramifications. Cards or boxes have already had selling prices of $800, $900, close to $1,000. That's not changing. And older formats and older sets from the older formats, they're seeing amazing upticks. I got this from little birdies I've been talking to, and I don't think anybody's noticed yet. And there's lots of reasons for this. We'll kind of cover that real quick. The Kaladesh banning is one thing. People may be in the idea set that they'll go back and do more bannings of other sets because they hired consultants whose only job is to tell you have a problem, not that you actually are doing fine. Because don't worry, when it comes to consulting, there's a problem for every solution that they have. That's how they make money. Should actually look into that. Anyway, also, older box sets are just cool, and with Aether Drift now reducing pack size to 30 packs a box, that means all the older boxes that have 36 packs are definitely A, underpriced because B, they're out of print, and C, they have more packs in them. And yes, some of these sets will not have expensive cards in them like the new stuff, but that will slowly be a shift as, we'll say, for lack of a better term, nostalgia starts setting in for players coming back to Magic as the new, we'll say, new brand, style, era, whatever, of flashy Magic is bringing the older players back in who want to relive some of the fun times of their past by buying a box and drafting or what have you. And I think a lot of these things are culminating into some insane market moves. And the very first, we'll say, mover of this that everybody is really looking at is Eldritch Moon. This is not that old of a set. Now, anybody who was around when the set came out is probably thinking that, but let's be fair. This set's what, 8, 9, maybe 10 years old? It is an old set. I remember when this came out way back when, and me and my buddies were playing this in draft and all kinds of stuff. It was standard legal. It was the good old days, if you will. Back in my day. Anyway, as you can see here, the boxes are going for $450. That is just absurd. And no, the cards in the set are not worth that for the box to be worth $450. The box is out of print. The box can't be got anymore at your normal local LGS for $100. The supply is drying up. Somebody is buying this up and storing it, shelving it, opening it, something. And some of that may even be the new rip and ship style of whatnot, where people are constantly busting packs and going through the supply market, opening packs online. So, very interesting as a lot of that stuff falls out. Couple of rules on this I want to talk about first. It is $4.50. And before you say, but Captain, there's cheap boxes on TCG Player. Yes, there are. And we talked about this before. Japanese, German, Russian, German. Nobody wants foreign Magic. As a matter of fact, most card shops will not buy foreign Magic cards because they can't sell them. Because guess what? People speak English here. So that's why those boxes are cheap. So you can argue that in the comment section all you want, but that's just the facts of life and the facts of the game. Now, if you want to go out and be like, well, I'll just pick a box of Japanese up because I think it's cool and play the cards. Yeah, sure. You can do that, and then nobody will buy them. Trust me, that's when I was into Japanese cards before the whole anime thing because the writing was cool and all this other stuff. Well, guess what? I couldn't sell any of my decks or the cards from those decks once I started making those decks because nobody wanted foreign copies. End of story. So, and also with that being said, there are so many foreign copies out there that they don't hold any value. None whatsoever. Of a base set. Now, like promo cards and stuff, that's different. Let's not get into that. But anyway, back. Okay, let me dial it back. Rant, downgrade, off, soapbox. Okay, so once you get to a real English box like this one here, $4.50. That's as cheap as you are going to get a Eldritch Moon box right now. Now, mind you, I want you to look at this. 2, 4, 1. There are 5 Eldritch Moon English booster boxes on TCG Player. All the rest of them have been brought down and are no longer available. Meaning, somebody's got them or grabbed them and is sitting on them. But if we look at the sales data, you can see here a lot of 250s and 270s from 11 and 12, 14. These are old prices. So what might be happening, and some of my store buddies has been telling me, people have been contacting them and buying up direct from store so the sales aren't seen on TCG Player so that people don't realize the price of these boxes are going up and people are buying them. So in 3 months, this box went from 207 to, it says 233, but as we know, it's 450. If you look at the 1 year chart, you can see it was 200 and it dipped way down to 175 and then slowly started going back up as boxes. And notice here it says the amount of sold items is really low as the price climbs. What that means is the boxes were listed at a set price and the boxes that were cheaper either sold or were taken off the market at a cheaper price, leaving only the higher priced cards. And this has happened with several of the older sets that you may call Silver, Bronze, Age Magic like this, and I don't think anybody's noticed. So, for example, we have Eldritch Moon. No real big hits in here to be aware of, but the boxes are expensive. If we look at Double Masters, you can see here Double Masters got up to $650. It's fell off a cliff to $635 in the last 3 months, in theory. But if you look here, $625 plus this is $630, $640. It's still up here, minus $15. But if you go down here, you can see this. A damaged box is $635. The first real box is $640. And again, 18 listings total, not very many boxes. And once you buy, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these boxes, if you include the damaged ones, we start going to $675. And you may think, well, yeah, Cap, that shows it going up, but it's already plummeted. Well, we can't go back very far. A year is the most TCG Player will give us. But if you go back a year, this time last year, these boxes were under 500. And they have slowly climbed to basically a 30% increase in box value over the course of this year. That is insane, and a lot of these boxes are doing this. Same with Eldritch Moon. The price here, 16% increase, but that's based off of 233. If you go up another 449, I mean, we're talking from the start of the year at 200, literally 100% increase in price. So again, somebody knows something and they're trying to hide their buying, I think. Because again, if you look at this, sales data shows here, a couple in the 13th, one the 8th, one the 5th, one the 3rd. Not a whole lot of buying going on, but the prices are pretty much the same until right here, and the cheap ones are gone. Now we're in the 650, 640 range. So yeah. And then also, let's look at another one, Core Set 2021. So if you look at this, draft price box 110, not a big deal. But if we zoom in on it, you see here that is an English price for 215. It was up to 120. It has went down, but if you look at the 1 year overall, pretty sporadic, right? Not a real good indicator that this is worth anything until you start realizing this was the first time that we got collector boxes. And as you can see here, it was as high as 235. Now it's down to 225. Only 12 listings. Out of those 12 listings, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 boxes get bought, the price will jump to 300. And one of these is a Japanese box, so it really doesn't even count. So, and with that said, you might again think, well, it's not a big deal, Captain. You're just a tinfoil hat theory. Again, this is only starting off with a 3-month chart. If we come over here and click the 1 year, look at this climb. 200 all the way up to a 10% increase. This is just the beginning. If you don't remember, this box was down in the 175s before this year. It has had an amazing upshot. You look here, 1 year in snapshot, low sale price 177. So to be at 225 right now is an amazing uptick over the course of a year. Again, being, minus 4% there to plus 11 here. That's a 15% increase. That's pretty good. And to finally sum it up, the reason that I think a lot of these older sets are starting to get bought up for several reasons that we've already talked about. Streets of New Capenna Collectors. $131. Yep. It's still trash. However, we know how bad this set was, how bad it was received, and how much nobody liked it. However, if you look at the chart in the last 3 months, it went from 131 down to 125, up to 146, and it's kind of stabilized. Right now with shipping, it's at 145. And you may be thinking, yeah, they came out at 189, yada, yada. It doesn't really matter. I want you to, again, look at the low sale price, 105. If we go back a year, this box was close to 105 at the beginning of December this time last year. And now it is a 33% increase on this collector box. Now, will the draft box do that good? Probably not. But this was the era of collector boxes. The other boxes that we looked at, starting with 21, had collector boxes, double masters, Elder's Moon, no collector boxes. So the only option you have is the base set, and it's skyrocketing. So it is very interesting to see all this. Also, if you want to get technical and you want to look at double masters as a whole, you can see here the VIP edition, which everybody complained that was $100 and obviously did tank, is up to 175. And you're like, but Captain, it's 170. It's fell off here to 150. But once you include shipping, it gets expensive, and the deeper you go, the more expensive it gets, plateauing at 175, when this at one point was down in the 136 range. As of right now, a 12% increase on this premium item, low sell price of $119. Remember, it came out at $99. This is basically a 50% increase over time from the original market price. Technically over 50%, it's over 150. And this is what the collector edition looks like, basically. And if you look at all these cards here, all these sweet cards that we had, You can notice they all hold that high dollar value, making these boxes really premium. $6.25. I mean, so it's really interesting to see how this is all panning out. And at the end of the day, the bull market, I believe, has arrived. And there's going to be a lot of cards and other sets that are going to skyrocket in price. And I'm going to go check to see how many there are to report to you, because somebody's trying to hide all the stuff they're buying. Dun, dun, dun. At least that's my theory. Feels good anyway. Take his tinfoil hat off. So, until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.